Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord in Christ, Sister Brenda.
Brenda, okay. I'm gonna push it down.
Shalom, Lord in Christ, Sister Tiffany.
Shalom, Lord Christ. Shalom, Lord Christ. This is I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta. This is Officer Barak Allah, Officer, Precinct Officer 50. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. To the sisters, Yahweh Shemal Atah, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Tonight's class is going to be labeled, the Lord is only dealing with the elect, low numbers. He's only dealing with the elect / low numbers. The Lord is only dealing with the elect, period. And we're going to go into a little bit about expound a little bit about who the elect is, how the elect is chosen, and how he's always dealt with the elect. Posh, you ready? Pick me up. Come on. Now, this evening, if you've been watching this video and you in the school, the I.S.U.P.K, we're all across the world to even be a part of what we have going on as far as an organization, as far as a nation, as far as the I.S.U.P.K Atlanta, then you definitely know about the elect. And you're on your way to being the elect. Go on. Salakia. Get some people in the school. Now, how many of you all have an idea who the elect is? Anybody on the phone line? You probably want to take a stab at it? Shalom. All right, you know, have any idea who the elect is?
Oh, you asking me?
Yes, I mean anybody. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you first. You know who the elect is? If you don't know, I'm gonna go more into it. Who the elect is?
I don't know. I want to say the wrong thing.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's what the class is about who the elect is and how the Most High is always dealing with the elect. Just to start it off, the parts pick me up at John 15:16. Because, you know, the Most High, he always want his glory. If, you know, we come together in large numbers and we do something in the name of large numbers. Now, the Most High want us to come together, definitely the nation of Israel to come together, no doubt, according to Zephaniah 2:1. But as far as, he know Israel, we come together, we start an organization, we all together in big numbers, and we accomplish, just let's say, destroying our enemies. Then who gets the credit for that? What you think the Israelites are gonna do if we come together in big numbers? Let's say what's that group they got out now? That was marching out there in Stone Mountain. What is the FNC? What's the name of that group they got? Or just like what's the name of it? So go ahead.
NFAC, not around coalition.
Right. You got that. You got a lot of brothers was in the Black Panthers when the black Muslims was on the street teaching. So a lot of people was in the Muslim. A lot of people that's I got uncles and people in my family that was in that organization when they was younger. And you see it on TV. They got movies about Malcolm X. They movement was strong as far as numbers. But what happened to all of them? What happened to all of them? All those organizations, the Black Panthers, the Black Muslims, Nation of Islam, the Not to Be Messed Around crew, lasted, seemed like, for a season. What happened to all of them? Want to take a shot at it? Posh, what happened to them?
What happened to them? They not active. That's
right. They failed. That's what happened to them. That's what happened. They failed. Like, you know, when you first get into, you know, we all know the suffering of our people, blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. We all know we've been suffering over here for 400 years. So when you do finally wake up and you want to do something for your people or join an organization against Esau, against the white man, against the oppression of your people, you know, you get proud. I mean, you know, you come together, you think you're doing the right thing. The Most High winks at us in our ignorance, But when we come together, we don't come together in his name, we all see these things to fail. You know, they make a good movie. They make a good, they go viral pretty good. They make a good sound bites. But when it come down year to year, day to day, and who the power is really, really going towards, who's going to really affect their enemy, the Most High has to be behind you. And that's been proven over and over again. You got that John 15:16.
Come on, the book of John, chapter 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen you, but I have chosen you.
He did what?
But I have chosen you.
Right. And read that first part again for me.
Ye not chosen me.
You ain't chose. The Most High said, you have not chosen me. That's in John 15:16. But what now?
But I have chosen you.
Yeah, see, a lot of people get it misconstrued when they come in here, when they come into the truth, when they woken up. And you know, they love the truth. They know that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, the Native Americans, are the Israelites of the Bible. You know, it's a wonderful thing. But a lot of people get it misconstrued, trying to push it on, trying to push it on their family members, trying to push it. You know, it's good to let your people know the truth. But this a precious thing. This is the oracles of the Most High. Don't think you've been converted over just because somebody convinced you. Yeah, you had to hear the truth. But ultimately, to even come to these doors, to even be on this conference call, to even call yourself associated, to be a part of this school, believe me, the Most High chose you. He chose you first. He don't play like that. Oh, I chose you. I want to run with you, Lord. The Most High Yahweh said no. That's the other way around. You ain't choose him. He chose you. Keep on going.
And ordain you.
That
ye shall go and bring forth fruit.
That's right. We shall go forth and bring forth what?
Bring forth fruit.
Right. That fruit. We're not talking about the fruit you eat. Of course, we're talking about real fruit. Just like in the school, the I.S.U.P.K. You can see that all over the world, starting in 1969. You can see the fruit of our labors all over, how we affecting all our areas, how we out there on the street, how we giving back to the poor of our nations, how we coming in, we changing brothers' lives around, changing sisters' lives around. They into all type of alternative lifestyles until they wake up and hear that truth. You know, the Christian church couldn't hold them, the Islam mosque couldn't hold them. That fake blackity black organization that you into, it couldn't hold you. Right. So we coming in here like we showing that real fruit. We just don't be talking it how we talk it. We also walk it how we walk it also. We've been doing it since 1969. We're gonna keep on doing it. And it's not even since 1969. It's since the prophets of the Bible that they did it. They showed us the examples. We regenerated, and we're gonna continue to do it. Keep on reading.
And that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you.
Right, whatever you ask the Father in your name, but remember, he chose you. This is the most important thing coming to the truth. I always know that for you to even get here, for you to even get the mind state to even to want to learn what the laws is, and even care about what the Most High has to say, or care about your soul, believe me, the Most High has chose you. And I'm not just talking about internet learning on the internet. No, you know, he'll wink at you in your ignorance. You join in other little Israelite groups. You may have to come through different hurdles to get all the way to the real truth. But when you get here, you already know the Most High, he chose you. Pick me up at Luke 16:15. Cause we talking about the Most High elect, man. The elect. When you elect something, the election, the people. You know, when the election coming up this year. The so-called people, we already know that's fixed. The people, they'll elect the politician, the leader, they want to be ahead of them. But no, the Most High, he does the election. The Most High and the angels, they do the election of men on earth. And who's going to be chosen into the government of the nation of Israel. You got me at that, Luke 16:15.
Come. The book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts.
That's right. It's a lot of things that are justified before men. We know what's going on with that. Social media, just walking about other people. You can fool people all day. You can be have status on this earth as a real leader, but the Most High know where your heart at. He know what you're doing behind closed doors. And that's why people fall, and you don't even understand why organizations fall, because they doing all type of madness and things against the Most High, and that's why they're gonna eventually fail. Go ahead, but that's why I really want to get into this next part. But God know the hearts.
Y'all finish?
No, yeah, go ahead, finish that.
Oh, come on. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High.
Which is highly what now?
Is abomination in the sight of the Most High.
Right. It's saying in that verse, for that which is highly esteemed among man is an abomination in the sight of the Most High. So, like, one of y'all said something?
He's cool, right?
Right. You got a question, sister?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I got a different book than y'all, but my Luke 15, 16 said that.
What kind of what version of the Bible you got? You got a King James version or what kind?
Yeah, this King
Let me see.
I feel it.
It's
I thought my baby did. She read like King James.
It's 16:15.
Oh yeah, Luke. Okay, yeah, Luke 15, Luke 16, verse 15. Right, and on that main part it says, "For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of God." Did y'all know that? What's highly esteemed? Give me a few things. The apostle was highly esteemed among men. Just even right now, just name me about two things. Anybody on the phone call, name me some few things. Say Salakia first, but name me a few things that are highly esteemed among man these days. Go ahead, Napash.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get that money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know what I'm saying, get all these women. You know what I'm
Right. I mean, right. We're gonna get a little bit more specific on it. Like, I'm just talking about like what among the earth. Like even right now, we talk about the voting. That's highly esteemed among men. If you go when you go to another thing, Christianity. When you go to church every day, you got a pastor. You got a rib, and y'all going to church together. That's a lot more highly esteemed among men. You know, when you have when you celebrating Christmas, when you going along with the Christian church, all these holidays coming up, Halloween coming up, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, that's highly esteemed among men. You know, this is what most of the world is doing. When they when you tell somebody that the Most High, that God don't love everybody, they looking at you like you crazy. Like, well, not my Jesus. You know why? Because the God loves everybody. Jesus is a multicolored person that's that sees no color, and that's a soft person. That the ideology of what we call Yahushua, who is Jesus in the Bible. Everybody thinks that it's a Caucasian man. Even our people these days. You show a picture of a black Jesus, that's not really highly esteemed among men. And that, you know what, and that already makes sense, because now we come into the truth. We see that everything that we've been taught from the Christian church or whatever religious system we had growing up, from elementary, from our school system, about how we was bought from Africa and just sold. We didn't learn anything about the history. We didn't learn anything about who we are as a people. We were told we was black, Negroid, Piccadilly. The name changed every 10 years. Afro-American, African-American. We was told all these things. Those are how, when you say you're African-American, that's highly esteemed among men. You know it's not highly esteemed among men? You saying you an Israelite. You saying that you a Jew. Now, you know what I'm saying, that the tribe of Judah, so-called, aka the black Americans, when you say you a Jew, believe me, it's going to cause some controversy. Then you say, oh yeah, I'm a Jew. People probably may laugh, maybe the heathens may laugh at you. You know why? Because that's not highly esteemed among men. So when when you in the world and you doing things, or you just out and about, or you just observing things, you see things that are highly esteemed among men, you should step back for a moment. Like, whoa, hold on. Am I even right? Is this the right thing? Because this verse right here says, for that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Most High. So we always have to keep that in mind for that remnant, and that's gonna keep people away. You know, when you come into the truth, your family, your family, you're gonna be the black sheep of your family. Your mama's gonna look at you like you're crazy. Your rib, your cousins, all your friends. I mean, everything's gonna be changing. I mean, you know, you grow your beard out as men. A lot of times that's not highly esteemed among men. Even going down to the way you eat, to the laws. No more shrimp, crab, and lobster. Now you can't even have a catfish. You know what I mean? Juicy crab popping with the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? We out here in Atlanta. Juicy crab. All the sisters want a juicy crab these days. And you mess around and tell their sisters, well, nah, we can't do that. We can't have no juicy crab. We can't have no shrimp. Can't have no crab, no lobster. Believe me, that's a fight, brother. It's not. That's those are the things that's not highly esteemed among men. We can go down the list for days, but that's how you know you're in the right place. When everybody against you, when everybody fighting it, when everybody against your ideology on the religious system, on the Most High, how you want to live your life, your laws, how you want to govern your life according to the Most High. When people against you, you know you're in the right place. You know when they say these brothers on the corner, they crazy. We already know we're in the right place. We became fools for Christ. You know what I mean? The prophets became fools for Christ. Go to Jeremiah 3:14. You know, we're gonna show a lot of examples, even when it come down to fighting, when it come down to taking down whole armies and factions and principalities and groups of organizations. The Most High, He don't care about the numbers. He only care about that elect. All He needs is to elect just a few men that's gonna carry His law. He put the strength into, and that's all He needs to take out anything. And we're gonna show an example of that with Gideon. You got Jeremiah 3:14.
Come. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you.
The Lord say He what?
For I am married unto you.
See, the Lord got a covenant with the nation of Israel. He married unto us, but He can't do it just like He can't do it like we doing it in the world. If we married to a harlot, we married to a whore or anything. She pushing up with another man, we leaving her. But the Most High, He's supposed to been left us. But He ain't do it like that. He's finding all kind of ways around to keep the nation of Israel unto Himself. He said He is married unto you, to us, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Keep on going.
And I will take you one of a city.
One of a what?
One of a city.
Most High said He gonna take one out of a city. And go ahead, keep on going.
And two of a family.
And two of a family. Most High said one out of a city and two out of one family. And keep on going.
And I will bring you to Zion.
That's right. So you got to understand, when the Most High pulling people, when he chooses up the elect, he only taking one out of a whole city, two out of a family. So when you pushing this on your family, and you know they're not for bear, remember these are pearls. This is precious, the oracles of the Most High. Just you can talk to your family, try to wake them up or whatnot, but if it's nothing you have to keep on pushing down anybody's throat. You can go to your family reunion, enjoy and talk about all type of other things, and don't even have to be in that type of realm. If they're not receiving it, you can still enjoy your mother, still enjoy your grandmother, your cousins, and all that without actually prophesying unto them. Because this is very precious. You don't have to convince. We already read the Most High. He chose you. Now He woke us up to wake our people up. But if they don't want to forbear, they don't want to hear. They heard a few times and they still turn their back against us. And hopefully they come back. But it's nothing we got to run nobody down about this truth. It's nothing we got to keep on DMing people, jumping all on people pages, trying to convince them. No, we don't run like this. This is the most precious thing in the world that we holding and that we hold on to. We know what we worship. When Mercedes, Bentley. A lot of times, Rolls Royce. You haven't seen a Bentley or Rolls Royce commercial. You haven't seen those type of commercials. You know why? Because that stuff sells itself. They don't have to have a billboard of Rolls Royce to keep it selling. Everybody already know the quality of that. You know what I'm saying? This the real top quality. This the oracles of the Most High. We're holding the truth, the real laws of that. We know who we are. We're coming back to who we are as a people. And real power come with that. Miracles come with that. Prophesying come with that. The protection that you don't even see over your family and over yourself comes with that, amongst other things. You know what I'm saying? To save your life, save your soul comes with that. So we don't have to go out and push it on us. Now, the Most High told us to go right down in the highways and the byways of the streets and push this agenda. We doing that for Him. We're not even necessarily doing that for you. We doing it for you because that's what He told us to fish our people in. But we just doing that for Him. And we're gonna get into a great example of that. Pick me up at the story of Gideon. Pick me up at Judges. Judges chapter 7. Show what the Lord did in Gideon's army. A lot of people might have heard of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, this brother Jarvis. I've been on about 10 minutes. I just ain't want to interrupt.
He said, Brother Jarvis.
All right, another one.
I'll push you down. All right, everybody go to Book of Judges, chapter 7, and we're going to read on down. You got it, Napash? Judges, chapter 7.
Come. The book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon.
You know what that is? Jerubbaal. You want anybody want to check a shot at what that is? And where that name stem from? It says, then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon. That's the story. We can read about the story of Gideon. But they call him Jerubbaal. That's like a short name that he was given. You know why he was given that name? Because he tore down all the idols of Baal. He fought against men who worship Baal. The same thing we doing right now. We tearing down the idols against all the false gods, all the wood and stone against the Most High. You know what I mean? So we might well be called a Jerubbaal. Keep on going.
And all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them.
Right, now these the Midianites. This Gideon, he's a Israelite from the tribe of Manasseh, and he's a mighty man, a warrior for the Most High, and in the war, the army of Israel, should I say, he was the leader of that. And we were fighting them heathens called the Midianites. And that's what we're picking up at Judges chapter 7. And we're going to read about the Most High, how he showed his power, and how he going to do the same exact thing, how he continue to do the same exact thing on this earth. Keep on reading.
By the hill of Moriah, in the valley. Verse 2. And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that were thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands.
Say what? He said the what? The people are what?
To give me the Midianites.
It said the people that are with thee are too many for me to the Midianites into their hands. Keep on reading.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me.
Right. So basically, what it's saying is that the Midian they're at war with the Midianites. The Midianites they outnumber them, and the Most High went on to say in that verse is that the Midianites, there are too many for them to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me. You know what that means? Anybody know what that says when it says unless Israel vaunt themselves against me? And what it says, saying, my own hands have saved me. Read that verse again for me in the Posh. Let me get a clear understanding of that.
Come.
It's Judges 7 verse 2.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand have saved me.
Why, anybody have an idea what the Most High trying to say in that verse? Or what the word vaunt means? Go ahead, take a shot at the officer.
It's like what themselves like.
All right, you see the way it's used, right?
They say they try like attack them.
No, really. So, see, the key of that verse is, the Israelites will say, "My own hands have saved me." Vaunt basically is to boast or praise about something. So basically, the Most High, what I was bringing up earlier, if the Israelites defeated the Midianites in that certain type of way, they'll definitely they'll be flaunting themselves that their own hands have saved themselves and not the Most High. We still the same people from back in them days. The Most High I already know, but see, the Most High, He a jealous God. He want all the glory. Keep on reading, verse 3.
Verse 3. Now therefore to go, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead.
Mm-hmm.
And there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and 3 remaineth 10,000. And there remaineth 10,000.
You see how many people fell off the army, even the army of Israel. They seen that they was definitely outnumbered by the Midianites, and the Most High told Gideon to let Israel know that who's ever afraid, you can go ahead and go back. Because first of all, the Most High, that's the main thing we dealing with the elect. That's the first thing, a part of the agenda. You cannot be fearful. You have to be dealing with faith, the opposite of fear. Anybody who's scared, just like how we doing now. When we go to camp, we don't know what might pop off. When we out there prophesying, and we coming against basically the whole world, you never know what might can happen. Anybody who's scared, please go now. Right? If you want to sit down on the sidelines, you can be that. You can still be part of the nation, but you're going to be sitting down on the sidelines.
Right.
Right. We in the game. That's what we play for. Go ahead, keep on reading.
Verse 4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. Mm-hmm. The same shall go with thee.
Mm-hmm.
And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go.
Right. So basically, what he's saying, Gideon, get all your men together. Everybody almost dropped off. He's only down to 10,000 men at this point. He said, get all the men together. I'm gonna show you what to do on who to keep and who not to keep. Because the Most High don't want if you halfway stepping, He know your heart. If you halfway stepping, you halfway in this thing, what you gonna do? You gonna hurt the rest of us. He only want the men who's really their hearts all the way there, who's really all the way to get themselves all the way to this nation, who has the faith. Anybody who having a little bit of fear, showing a little bit of inkling of fear. He don't even want you. Just like you're in the woods and an animal comes amongst you, them animals, they can smell any little fear coming out your body that we can't smell as humans. Whereas you have any type of fear that secretes in your body, it secretes a smell that an animal may smell, like a lion or a bear. You come up between a lion and a bear or anything, and if you don't stand there solid and you have any little fear come out you, he smell that, he gonna swing his claws at you. You good, you fool, basically. You fool. So it's a way. So the Most High said, bring them men together. He gonna see who's really ready, and who's not, who's trained to go, and who's not. Keep on reading.
Verse 5. So he brought down the people onto the water.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shall thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that bowed down upon his knees to drink.
Right. All right. So anybody know what lappet means? You say anybody, when the men drinking water, anybody that lapped the water, That's the one. That's the man he want. You need, go take a shot at it.
It's
Posh.
say this, like a dog lick water.
Right. So basically, the Most High said, bring them in who so basically if you're at a well and you bringing it, you getting the water, you bringing it to your mouth, and you on a go, you on a go pretty much. You drinking it out your hand really fast. Now the men who sat down, what they said, down on their knees to drink, they're a little bit more rested. But see, the Most High, he already know how to separate. He said he don't want those men. Not saying it was a law, but for that particular time in war, the Most High already told Gideon what to look for. He gonna get a prophet too. He gonna get a wisdom to his prophets on what to look for, things that we don't even see. Keep on reading.
Verse 6, and a number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water.
It got cut down again. It was just at 10,000. Only 300 did that? Most High, you sure? 300? We get to Midianites, we get cut down even more. We sitting back reading these stories, you know what I mean? But that faith at that level you got to be operating with, you got to be ready to die. You got to be ready to give your whole life up for that. You know what I mean? This thing is serious. That thing can turn on any time. You know what I mean? And there's only 300 men who did that. Keep on reading.
Verse 7, and the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped, I will save you.
Say that again.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped, I will save you.
All he needed that 300, that remnant right there, that elect from that group right then. That's all he needs, and he will save you. That's how the Most High will get the glory. When it's 22,000 of them, and they would have smashed the Midianites, the Most High would have never got the glory. They would have said they would have did it in their own hands. You know what I mean? The Most High don't even want everybody when it come down to war. It's only a chosen few, and that's what we give them an example. And we at war, like I told you, we at war every week. Right. Every week it count. Every week when we with these classes, every week with these systems, with voting. There's a voting system out here right now. You definitely looking like an oddball. You talking about you not voting? What they say? You gonna let Trump in the office again? See, that's what the people say. That's your problem. That's how Trump get in again. Cause people like you ain't voting. Like Joe Biden gonna come in and gonna just rock you right to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's the lesser two evils. We already know.
Right.
You know what I mean? We say no. We not voting. And we can give all the breakdowns on that on voting, but it doesn't matter. People are gonna act like our people will definitely die for the right to vote, but we also died for the right to drink out of a fountain. We died for the right to use a white bathroom. We died the right to have the basic human rights of this earth, so you can pull out voting and everything else too. We're gonna fight about the water fountain also. Jim Crow laws, you know what's happening with that, right? Voting is not the way. They got this thing fixed anyway. You know what I mean? And whoever in office, the agendas that be, see the powers that be. The white man, Esau. They have their remnant too. Y'all know about the 5%ers. How many of y'all know about the 5%ers and the 10%ers? These are the people that run. These are the people that run the world. So-called, because the earth began over to the hand of the wicked. And even though the Esau is in his heaven right now, the white man he's in his heaven right now, but only 5 or 10% of them remnant of them runs the world. And that's on the left hand side of things. But it's always, and they do that to us. You know what I mean? They take our elect, and we're the ones who's treated the worst on the earth. We the ones the last one hired, first one fired. That's the Lord's people. You know what I mean? We the ones who shot down in the streets. We got a new character every month on killing Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Every month we get somebody new. They're not doing that to the Arabs. They're not doing that to the Asian. They're not doing that to the white man. They're not doing that even to the African. The African got dark skin. I don't never hear about a boo-boo getting shot down in the streets like that. Never do. How can they? The Arab, he the one that bombed September 11, the bomb that they call themselves going to war with. But how they never ever get shot down and get profiled in the streets? When the Arab get pulled, I never even heard about Arab getting profiled and getting shot at all. How does that happen when we the children of the slaves? We the ones that brought over here. We the ones that love everybody, that love our enemy. They got Stockholm syndrome, and them folks still hate us. That's how that is, because they choose the elect of us, and they try to wipe us out, but they can't do it. They can't do it. We know the Most High. He only takes the small numbers. He only wants the small numbers. The Israel is as large as the sand of the sea, but our numbers been cut down. Just like the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, their numbers been cut down from over here. But you know what? It's never all the way down to zero. And all we need to do is come together, and the ones who's repenting of us come together. And we start following the laws of the Most High. We face the east, and we all get on one accord. We're gonna move mountains. We definitely gonna move mountains. We're gonna shut down the streets, especially Atlanta. It got a lot of work. Atlanta has a lot of work that needs to be done, and he got the right men to take care of the job. And they go from Atlanta to all the way around the world. Shalom, okay. Get the pots for me. Tell me the pots for me. Right, we'll keep on getting to the Gideon story, because the Gideon story is we got an example of that in the I.S.U.P.K. We got the Kentucky 8. We got a Kentucky 8 just happened a few weeks ago. How many of y'all know what happened to Kentucky 8? Our I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky. They was on camp, and a group of heathens, a group of jakes in the world. They came, a mob came against these brothers while we at camp. Like we said, every week we put our lives on the line, and just like Gideon's army, the Most High protected the Kentucky 8 the same way.
Right.
A mob came against them brothers, pulling out sticks, AKs, everything, pulling out knives and weapons. And we got at camp. We got the Bible and we got our signs, and we got our might. But we trained. We trained for this, and they knew what happened. And that mob came against them brothers. All those brothers are here. All those brothers made it out. They stood their ground, and that's why we call them the Kentucky 8. Because just like Gideon led the Israelites through the Most High, only 300 men against a whole army of the Midianites. The same way he gonna continue to put that on his prophets and dealing with the elect. When I say the elect, dealing with small numbers that with the naked eye, with a man cannot see. How could you defeat this military faction? A man cannot see. How could you come against a whole mob of people? How can you come against a whole government of people? How can you come against a whole religion? And all the denominations. And all our grandmamas been doing this. How can you do that? And and y'all don't even got that many people. You know what I mean? Everybody, how people, it's like monkey see, monkey do. People when the crowd run or something, everybody on, especially with the Israelites, is real trendy. You know what I mean? I ain't never heard nobody into that. Well, nah, the scriptures say you ain't supposed to heard. You ain't never supposed, when somebody tell you a Jew, it's supposed to sound funny to you for the first time. You know what I mean? Because our heritage has been cut off. You got that for me? So we point out about Gideon and his troops and what he had to do. And, and don't think, brothers, men, even women, you never know. You may have they may be called. But I know definitely for the men that's coming out pushing this truth, pushing the Most High agenda, we already know we're gonna have to be just like whether we fall or whether we or make it home. Right. We're gonna have to be ready for that. Right. You know what I mean? And we trained up properly. We just ain't out here talking. We trained up properly, physically, and most importantly, spiritually. Right. Keep on going. See what verse left off of?
Comment on verse 7.
All right. Well, Shalaki, go ahead.
If I could, I want to slightly say.
Oh, we read Judges chapter 7 and verse 7.
All right, the water, sir. Come.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, Judges chapter 7, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that left, I will save you. and deliver the Midianites onto thy hand.
The Lord said, by the 300 men that left, I will save thee and deliver the Midianites into thy hand. Keep on going.
And let all the other people go, every man onto his place.
The Most High said every other man that didn't make it, the other men he said didn't make it, the ones that were scared, let them go ahead and go home to their place. Go to their family. These are soldiers that he picked out right here. This is the elect that he picked out right here. And that's all the Most High need. He been doing that since the beginning of the time. You know what I mean? With Adam and Eve, since the beginning, you know, we hear the story about Adam and Eve. We all know that Adam and Eve is not the first people on the earth.
Right.
They're amongst the first people on the earth. And all those people, the Most High chose Adam and his family. You know what I mean? All the way down to the same thing happening down to Noah. When didn't nobody get saved in the flood except what? Noah and his family.
Right.
That's the elect. That's another elect, a type of elect. All the way down to the Israelites. All the people, all the families on the earth, all the heathens, everybody on the earth. The Most High only chose one nation that's gonna be saved. Only one nation that's unto himself, unto his own, that he gonna put his likeness into. That we really do look. That we really do look like him. You know what I mean? We really do have his features, and that's a nation of Israel out of all the nations on the earth. You know what I'm saying? He could have chose any other nation on the earth, and they would have gladly served the Most High. Right. But nah, he chose the same old people, the same old hard-headed Israelites who we are today. You know, and you know what I mean? He's still working with us. But I'm giving an example of how he always dealing with the elect. The Most High don't care nothing about no little numbers. He'll take you and your partner and have y'all backed up against the whole school. You know what I mean? And have y'all backing down the whole school. If y'all operating in in the real power, man. You know what I mean? All right, Yahanna, like we going to more examples. Yahanna, you know what I mean? AKA Christ, when he came through, he was a revolutionary man. Everybody heard about this man Christ. Everybody know about Christ. And what happened when people heard about Christ? You know, he had a lot of people that came under him. But you know what? Only 12 men. We call the 12 apostles. They're the only people that stayed by his side. You know what I mean? Well, you can start off with a lot, but it may be just only you and a few that's gonna forbear and make it. You starting off in this truth, you may come in with a few people. You may come in and be like, oh yeah, I told my homeboy about it. I told my brother about it. Yeah, it's all a cool thing. But you know, they may not make it. And you gotta know, you gotta save, you know, you gotta be focused on yourself, focus on the ones who the like-minded individuals with you. All right, keep on going there and judge us for me.
Come verse 8. Mm-hmm. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets, and he set all the rest of Israel, every man onto his tent, and retained those 300 men. Mm-hmm. And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. Mm-hmm. Verse 9. And it come to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, Arise, get down thee on to the host, for I have delivered unto thy hand.
All right, it's time to go to war now. The Most High tell you when to wake up. It's not gonna be a genie in a bottle type of thing.
Right.
They gotta get that out their mind. You know what I mean? You gonna get hit. You may feel something. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a poof, be gone. You know what I mean? The Most High deal with natural things on this earth. You know, just like he did with Pharaoh though. With Pharaoh though, he when he split the sea, he still used the natural things of the earth to close it back up. Right. Go ahead.
That's like I said, if I could, see, they was so heavy about the Christian church because like you read the word unto, you start reading the Bible and say D. They think every single word is magical. Like you get a portion of whatever THD. Oh, you supposed to turn it to you supposed to just be magical. Like they think everything is magical. So,
oh yeah, you know, come up in the Christian church. Well, you kind of look at the Most High like a genie in a bottle type of thing. Mm-hmm. Right. Like you know, I could just pray for this. I ain't really got to put no work in for this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't let mess around and something like that happen when you pray for something that magically appear. Don't let that happen one time. You sold on it for life. You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell you nothing. You know what I mean? Especially some of our mamas and grandmamas and you know what I mean, the church where they done had one thing answered before. They think the answer, you can't tell them folks nothing. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a fight. Keep on reading.
Verse 10. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Pharaoh, thy servant, down to the host.
All right, yeah, just to speed things up a little bit. He had a host, you know, the Most High giving them proper instructions on how to defeat these Midianites. Connect with one of the servants. We're gonna skip down to verse 16. In that same chapter, Judges 7, verse 16.
The book of Judges, chapter 7, verse 16. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies.
Mm-hmm.
But he put a trumpet in every man's hand,
Right.
with empty pitchers, and lamps within the pitchers.
Oh yeah, Most High, you gotta hold your peace. He putting stuff in their hands, but they don't know what they're gonna do with it. They holding on by every instruction of the Most High. And who he telling? He telling Gideon. Gideon is literally leading like 10,000 men down to 300. You got to think about that. The Most High, he gonna deal with one man just like he doing today.
Right.
He gonna deal with one man, and then it's gonna trickle on down.
Right.
That's what we understand the ranking order in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got General Yahanna at the top. Yahweh over him,
right.
The Most High over him, and it's trickling on down. It got to be a leader. There's always been a leader in the nation of Israel. Don't let nobody tell you it's another leader, and the leaders they sharing powers in the other groups. No, it's only one. It was only one Moses. There's only one Gideon. You know what I mean? And so forth and so forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's only one man that the Most High chooses that he gonna talk to. Keep on going.
Verse 17. And he said unto them, look on me, and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that, as I do, so shall ye do. Verse 18. When I blow with a trumpet, I and all that are with me. Then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say, the sword of the Most High and of Gideon.
Right. No, yeah, we're going to keep on reading, but what it say, the sword of the what?
The sword of the Most High.
Man, let me tell you something. The Most High is a man of war, man. Don't let nobody never tell you that through the Old Testament and the New Testament, the Most High is about that war.
Right.
He about that life, man. You know what I mean? That's why we have men in here. We still had that warrior spirit.
Right.
Why you got dudes that go to the Christian church. They might have been a warrior, but they get that Christianity on them. Them boys get just as soft and can't hurt nothing no more. They can't hurt their brother. That's the only thing that we know how to do that out the rip. But they won't have that warrior spirit in them. They don't understand the Most High. He strategizes.
Right.
He gonna put that war strategy in order, and he's always done it. You know what I mean? And he's always gonna move and rank in order and more important and way more organized than the military. The military get it from the Most High. Keep on reading, Napash.
Verse 20. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hands and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. Verse 21. And they stood every man in his place around about the camp, and all the lost ran and cried and fled. Verse 22. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Most High set every man's sword against his fellow.
He did what?
Set every man's sword against his fellow.
Let me tell you, man, the Most High said he said it. The Most High had put the Spirit on us, swing that sword the correct way.
Right.
Keep on going.
Even throughout all the hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And the host fled to Beshus and
Zeroth.
Zeroth and the border of
Abamidolo. Yep.
On to Tabath. Verse 23. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali and out of Asher and out of all Manasseh. Manasseh. And pursued after the Midianites.
Right, so they pursued the Midianites. It looked like the Midianites, they fled. The Most High said, put that sword on them. When he said blow the trumpet. They followed the Most High instructions and had them running. They fleeing back to their land. And that's the famous story of Gideon. But we always got to keep that story with us. You know what I mean? That the elect, that's all we need.
Right.
All we need is the elect, a few to elect, and the Most High Spirit with no fear, and we can back all this down.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they kill the body, then you know what, they can't kill the spirit, because you know what, we can get regenerated right back into this thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Keep on reading.
Verse 24. And Gideon sent messengers throughout all Mount Ephraim, saying, come down against the Midianites, and take before them the waters unto Beth-Baroth and Jordan.
All right, we're going to drop that right there. You already see that's a victory. That's a W.
Right.
You know, that's a W for the nation of Israel.
Right.
And that's why that story went down in history on that particular issue. For Gideon, I always remember Gideon. You know what I mean? When you do have to face something mentally, spiritually, or physically, don't ever look around and be looking like who got my back, You know, if it's not with your brothers,
Right.
you know your brothers got your back. But if over time you have to handle it by yourself, whatever you do, just don't show no fear.
Right.
And that's her best way to go out or go forward. You know what I mean? The Most High will send this thing forward by us showing no fear, by us trusting into the repentant Israelites that's coming back, and he gonna use that real power.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to expound on for the class. And I also want to get, of course, Revelation 21 and 12. When I was going through, Adam and Eve, and the Most High dealing with the elect. Noah, he dealing with the elect. You got a question? Oh, I thought you said go. No. Give me a Revelation 21 and 12. Revelation, and hold that when you get it. And just like the Lord is dealing, he's dealing with with the elect of Adam and Eve, down to Noah, down to Yahanna dealing with the 12, down to even now. Even with the slave trade, with transatlantic slave trade. All of us that died on the way back only is a few of us that made it over. The Most High always only dealing with the elect. And one of the most important things with all the people on the earth, everybody talk about heaven and the gates of heaven or whatnot, but why don't anybody ever talk about, there's only 12 options. There's only 12 options. All what I'm saying, the heaven, and read that verse for me in the Pash.
Okay.
Revelation 21 and 12. You got it? Let me know when you get it.
Okay. The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates.
Had what? How many gates?
12 gates.
Continue.
And at the gates 12 angels. And names written thereon. Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Look, it's AKA, if you're not even an Israelite, you can't even consider to get into heaven. Period. Right. That's how it is. And then that's the elect of Israel. First of all, to meet the criteria to even be saved, even get in, you have to be an Israelite from one of the tribes.
Right.
12 tribes. That's exclusive. That's exclusive. Excluding everybody else. And then you have to be the elect of those people. You just being born an Israelite, we already know they don't just get you in.
Right.
You know what I mean? We already know, you know, a good amount of our people won't have to be sacrificed off. And but it's only 12 tribes you can get in from there. You know, so the Most High, he's okay. He's okay with not having everybody come in and not flooding it. Now we definitely we pray for that.
Right.
We pray we pray the whole Israel gets saved. We pray the whole all the Israelites around here in Atlanta, in Georgia, all wake up and hear it. But we know what the scriptures say.
Right.
We know to expect. Now we're gonna hope for the best. You know what I mean? We're gonna prepare for the worst though. At the same time. And let me just go ahead and end it with Romans 9:17. Getting back to that point where the Most High only deals with the elect because he wants his name to be, because when the Most High shows his power on just that small elect of people, it's gonna be you know what the people gonna say? The heathens and the rest of the world and everybody gonna say? Only the Most High can only been with them.
Right.
That's only the Most High gonna be with them. And that's why we give all praises to the Most High in everything we do. You know what I mean? When you start checking yourself, you start boasting them amongst yourself. And then, we Israelites. You know, we like the top stock on the earth. Especially me, and so we know we like to pop our stuff. You know what I mean? We're gonna pop what we gotta say. You know what I mean? We're gonna brag sometimes, which is, you know, in the right spirit is cool. But you always gotta remember that, you know, the Most High, the only Most High can gave you that.
Right.
You still gotta give all the praises to the Most High. You know what I mean? Humble yourself. But amongst the rest of the heathens, believe me, you can go ahead and think as you must. You know what I mean? It's okay to tell your children they better than them. You know what I mean? You know, they can't even get over people's head.
Right.
I can't tell my children that they better. Yes, you can. Can you tell? The proof is in the pudding. Your child is better than that child, but I mean, of course, the Most High will show you how to, you know, if you come into the truth, that child be taught it the proper way. You got that for me? Romans 9:17.
Come. The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose I have raised thee up.
Right.
That I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right, and what is that saying? Just like he rose Pharaoh up against the nation of Israel, he rose him up in his mighty power. They're the ones that's just like America in the ancient days. They're the ones who had the military power back in the ancient days.
Right.
And the Most High made sure that everybody, we even still talk about Egypt to this day. People wearing unks around their neck because of that era right there then. And thinking they on the walls because of that era then. The Most High Pharaoh raised them Egyptian up. You know what I mean? That we still talk about him today just to bring them right back down so his name could be glorified through the earth. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Hey, so like I said, if I could, this is also going to, like, even with the vote, like, okay, 4 years ago when Trump got voted in, you know, it was said that the electoral vote didn't matter. That was proof in the pudding that the Most High he raised Trump up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like right now, whoever wins this vote, it ain't because the people, it ain't because you standing on the side of the road with signs and I'm the smartest nigga. I mean, it's like, I vote for him. The Most High gonna raise whoever up after this. Like, and that was the proof 4 years ago. You see the electoral vote didn't matter. That was the Most High doing this. So.
Right, they said it don't matter. The whole thing fixed anyway. We see it's a problem with the ballots. Now we'll never cast a vote, but we versed in all that. We know who the politicians,
right?
People running. We know their parents, where they see go back to. You know what I mean? We know the people who ain't gonna make it. We know their policies. Cause we versed in these things. But we also know this is the electronic voting system has been fixed. Hillary won last time, but Trump ended up winning on that technicality.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even when Obama was in office, you know, he put Obama in office to show you that when they put a dark-skinned man in office, that's when gay marriage became a federal law.
Right.
You could do it. And that's when the Most High allowed, they was killing Israelites. Trayvon Martin happened around the time. Freddie Gray happened around that time. You know what I mean? Some of the worst, right when Obama was in office. And what he say, oh, y'all need to pull up y'all pants. I mean, it's a little sad now, but y'all need to pull up y'all pants out there now. Y'all need to act a little better around them white folks. I'm paraphrasing them, but basically that's how I took it. You know what I mean? I was offended by it or whatever. So the Most High raised, and we should take a lesson from that. And now years later, when a black person or so-called black person say Obama ain't do nothing for black people when he was in office, that's not so controversial a statement no more.
Right.
Because we already know what he do. Healthcare, that's for everybody. Healthcare and gay marriage, that's for everybody. You know what I mean? We seen Trump get in there and have more policies in his first month than Obama had almost in his whole term.
Right, sir.
You know what I mean? So what the Most High is showing us, showing us examples of this. You know what I mean? The agenda, it don't matter if Biden get in there. We already know he a racist Democrat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
He sound like a good old boy from the plantation.
Right.
You know what I mean? He be saying some what he say to Charlemagne?
If
you don't blow for,
you ain't black if you don't vote for Bush.
yeah, that's, I mean, he just tried the whole nation, the whole tribe of Judah. Come on, man. You know what I mean? The audacity of that man. Yeah, that's why the Most High said, man, it's only, man, when you get into it with the elect, it's only 12 gates. And only the elect getting in the nation of Israel. So we rest upon that. I mean, we don't rest in what is the big mega churches,
Right.
and the mega numbers. Even other Israelite groups, they have those mega numbers because they watered down the doctrine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they can show somebody how glorious. Look at all the hundreds of thousands of members we have. We're doing something. You know what I mean? It could be glorious for a second, but just remember the Most High. He want His name glorified.
Right.
You know what I mean? He want to show His power through His elect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Through those small numbers, and it's going to continue. It's been a reoccurring thing in the word, and it's going to continue to go on to this day. Go ahead.
So, like, I don't know if I may, it's so heavy what you're talking about, because when you look at it, the scripture lets us know that it'll only be few. The way to Him is narrow, so it's only going to be a few of us who even choose that truth.
Right.
But in the Christian realm and how they think it's going to be so many people, but you see that it's saying only a few will make it. Well, the greatest number of, I guess you could say, religious followers are Christian by the millions. So we know that there's millions of them.
Right.
And we know that the word says there's only going to be a few that make it. And we know that the scripture also says, I believe in Ezekiel, that sanctuary is going to be a small sanctuary in the I.S.U.P.K. in these cities.
Right.
That lets you know what the number is.
Right. That's right. Yeah, it lets you know when your grandma say you in a cult, I don't know what you doing. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Your mama said, your rib saying, I don't want to have. That's what you do. That's what you doing. I'm doing this over here. Or when your woman, your husband, like, I don't know what you doing, hanging around them crazy niggas over there. The crazy brothers over there. You know what I mean? Or what they teaching, they got your mind gone. You know what I mean? When you see everybody turn against you, just know you know what? The Most High, He's against things that highly esteem among men. I must be in the right place. I can rest on that. You know what I mean? You should be expecting that.
Right.
You come to I.S.U.P.K, you should already know. Like, hold on, ain't nobody hating me yet. Big mama them ain't after me yet. You know what I mean? Real. They ain't said I was. My mama ain't called all my aunties said I was in a cult yet. You know what I mean? I ain't lost a rib yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So go ahead.
I was just thinking about what you're saying, going off of that, when we look at the Christian church, what they want to call us a cult. You've never seen a man in I.S.U.P.K running around doing backflips and screaming and shouting, or women running around the school screaming and shouting, speaking in some sort of language that we don't know. That right there is cult behavior. To think that you can do that, or you can sing a song and all these things, that all of a sudden you're going to manifest some sort of spirit that's going to come upon you. That is a cultish type of attitude right there.
Right. That's a cult. When you take Jesus' birthday and say that we're gonna take a fat white man, that we're gonna take away Jesus, and a fat white man gonna come down the chimney, and he gonna be the father. He gonna be the one to get a Christmas. That's a cult to me. When you take Jesus' resurrection, Yahanna resurrection, and you say we're gonna replace this with some bunnies, with some bunnies in a Easter basket. That's a cult to me. That's a cult. What you talking about? That's the cult.
Right.
You know what I mean? To say that the Most High got anything to do with this foolishness, that's the real cult. You know what I mean? And them people the big numbers, they use threats. We ought to see what happened with the Nation of Islam, NOI. You know what I mean? You get out of line, they spank them brothers. You know what I mean? They for real. You get out of line, you want to leave the NOI, or you want to leave other things. Those are real cults when they come and find you for speaking against them, for turning against what they believe in. That's the real cult. Now this is the real oracle of the Most High.
Right.
As I explained earlier, Bentley, you'll never see a commercial for Bentley. You'll never see a commercial for Rolls Royce. Them things sell itself, man. You know what I mean? This is the real oracle of the Most High. This is the real truth, man.
Right.
It's more valuable than all that. Real. We don't have to keep on pushing it. We only push it because the Most High told us to go on the streets and do it. But in our personal life, we don't have to keep on pushing it on people who don't want to hear, because
Right.
this is a very precious thing to come into too. And that's how we're gonna look at it, and that's how we're gonna handle it, and that's how we handle these laws. That's why when you come to the truth, you never seen a man breaking down the Bible or speaking on the Bible like a man that totally knows who he is, what tribe he come from, and taught it the proper way. Now he can break down these things. Because it was always it's easy. It's always in us anyway. It just had to get brought up the proper way. And with that, I'm Officer Barak Ya'Allah. Title of the class is pointing out the Most High's remnant. Salaki, the Most High's elect.
Right.
And that, you know, how he deals with his elect. I'm going to pass the class over to Officer Napash for the security announcements.
There's the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to save themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission for the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 to 21. Malachi chapter 3 verse 8, verse 10. That means 10 in the Hebrew. My Aishara. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gives you to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for a priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Okay. Holy convocations.
Feast of dedication.
The feast of dedication.
They haven't said it, sir. They haven't said it, sir.
Of Slakia. Feast of dedication, December 9th. Remind Akyam and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Men of Israel, imagine. Let me stand. Give one curse salute. Imagine. Sabat, Amayim, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh